Yeah, so it's 5, 6, and we have almost 600 plus people joining with us. So let us just start with the session. I will try to talk in Hindi as well, but I am just a bit more comfortable in English. So कोशिश करेंगे कि हम दोनों लैंग्वेजेस का मिक्स आज इस सेशन में ट्राई करें. ठीक है. So for the meanwhile, I am going to keep the chat on mute because there are a lot of participants, so the chat can bother us. Just a quick confirmation, if my screen is visible and the voice is audible, is all good? All right, perfect. Everything is cool. So I'm just going to disable the chat box for the time being because there are so many members, so it will get a bit disturbing. All right. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Art of Technical Analysis, a webinar which I have planned after quite a while now. So let's just start with our today's session. So today's session's agenda is going to be something like this. First of all, I'll give my introduction, which will be about the speaker. Then I'll walk you through my mission and vision in the stock market. Like what is my mission and my vision. Then we'll be talking about the 100% accurate chart pattern. Then we have two long-term investing chart patterns, which you won't find in any books. So whatever you are going to learn here today, you won't be able to find it on Google. You won't be able to find it on any books because this is something which I have, created over time with my own experience. And yeah. So then we are going to talk about three stocks which are on my radar currently, and we'll be sharing the logic behind those shares and my projections. Then I'll be telling you 4 things that I've learned in my stock market journey so far. And then we'll be having a small Q&A and feedback. What I'll try is that I'll try to keep a small 5 or 10-minute Q&A at the end of each session. But if not, then we'll have the Q&A collectively at the end. Okay, we'll see how it seems fit to us. Okay, so let's just start with my introduction first. My name is Riyank Arora. I am currently 23 years old and I'm into the market since the age of 14. So it has been almost 9 years of experience for me in the Indian markets with technical analysis and charts. I'm a graduate in BA Honors Economics and I'm based out of Jaipur, Rajasthan. So till today, I have trained close to 25,000 plus people for free. I have conducted a lot of webinars, almost like 45, 50 plus, and all of them have been related to technical analysis and charts. Currently, I'm a full-time equity and derivatives trader, and I'm also an investor and a trainer because I really like to teach people. So this is just a small introduction about me. Also, I have learned about technical analysis on my own. I have practiced through just, a lot of YouTube videos and Google, and just by using hit and trial method. So I have practiced a lot over the last 8, 9 years and learned all by myself about the technical analysis. I have attended several webinars and seminars also, online and offline both, just to, collect and gather as much information as I can over the years. So I have attained just these 4 certifications so far on the NISM side, just to, expand my knowledge and gain a bit more experience in this field. So I have Series XV, which is a research analyst. Then I have Series 8, which is equity derivatives. And I have Series XA and XB, which is investment advisors level 1 and level 2. So this is just a small bit about myself, about who I am. And yeah. So my journey so far, let me just, quickly walk you through my journey so far, how it has been. So even though, I have been active into the market since early 14s, early 2014s when I was like 14 years old, I, officially mark my entry into the stock market as like September 2014 when I was like almost 15 years old. So I very well remember we were on a family trip with Goa and, my dad used to trade and invest very much back then. So I saw my dad just dialing some numbers on his mobile phone and he was just calling his broker to buy some shares. So that's how, I really got interested into the market. And I downloaded the Money Control app on my phone. And yeah, I was like, that's where my journey really started. So I mark, that date as my starting career because तब से लेके अभी तक तो बहुत कुछ सीख लिया है and अभी भी सीखते हैं हर दिन कुछ नया सीखते हैं. So yeah, that has been there. So till 2016, I was like just 17 years old. So I did not really have, a lot of money by myself, of course. And opening a Demat account till the age of 18 is almost impossible. So I just used to do back then in Excel. I used to make buy price, sell price, quantity, profit and loss. And I used to just practice randomly on charts and used to see how these things are working out. So just the hit and trial basic method. Then after 2017, when I turned 18 years old, I opened my first Demat account. And ever since then, it has been a great journey. I have like learned a lot about technical analysis and shared my knowledge as much as I could with everyone. So during all this journey, I learned about technical analysis and charts a lot. I like watched a lot of YouTube videos. There are like immensely free content which is available to us. So I used to watch Rainer Tio. There is one Humble Trader, Power of Chalks, and a lot of books as well. My favorite author has been John J. Murphy. Uh, Also, some more recent YouTube video channels like Vijay Thakkar, Kunal Sarauji, Michael Bamber, and Ricky Gutierrez. These are also a bit of my favorites. Twitter handles like Rishikesh Singh, Chart Mojo, Chartist, Deepak Thakran, their Twitter posts are absolutely amazing. And they have helped me a lot, to interpret and understand charts. Their post itself is having so much clarity that it helps to understand the thought process behind those things. So after gathering all the information from their Twitter post and just trying to understand the thought process behind their stock selection, that why did they select the stock, I have conducted so far 45 plus sessions. And I had launched an initiative in 2020, which was with a motive to train close to like 500 people just for absolutely free of cost for like the entire year. So for the entire year, I like conducted close to 45 or 50 odd sessions, and all of them were on technical analysis, like basics of candlesticks, trend lines, and Dow theory and everything else. So there is a very good story also, which is linked to these videos, but let's just leave that story for some other time because it's a bit long story to share in this session today. So let's see currently where I stand. Presently, I have trained close to 25,000 plus people, as I have been saying since the start of the session. And I have recorded all of my videos and I have shared with everyone for like absolutely free of cost. Now, the reason why I keep the reason why I keep doing these sessions for free is because if I feel like I know something and which others don't, I just feel the urge in me to, just share it with everyone and let everyone know कि हाँ सबको पता होना चाहिए कि अगर हमको पता है तो सबको भी ये बात पता हो. Okay, so that is just one of the reasons why I keep doing it for free. And also another reason is that, I feel like free sessions usually attract a lot of audience. When you keep something for paid, then you might have like 100, 200 people joining in maybe. But if you do it for free, you get like 1,000, 1,200 people. So जितने ज़्यादा लोगों तक मेरी आवाज़ पहुँचे, that is my whole motive. जितने ज़्यादा लोगों को information or knowledge मिले, that has been always my motive since the start. So, I keep conducting multiple webinars, and nowadays I have also been traveling to a lot of cities. Like I'm traveling to Delhi this month and also traveling to Mumbai next month. So I keep traveling to multiple cities just to meet a lot of traders and investors. I keep sharing my charts of different stocks, which I find attractive. You all must be aware, all the WhatsApp groups I'm part of, I just keep posting charts, whichever I like. That is just as a knowledge sharing instrument. So we have, visited a lot of cities. I have visited like a lot of cities so far. So this was like some pictures from our Mumbai meetings. Just some normal meetups. A lot of traders and investors used to come. So we just used to meet them in person and, exchange knowledge and exchange ideas, just get to know each other. So these are some pictures from our Bangalore meetup. And these are some pictures from our Delhi meetup. So I have done like 4 meetings in Delhi so far. There are a lot of people in Delhi and Gurgaon side. So it has been really great meetups that we have done so far. Also, this month we are planning somewhere around 21st of May once again to visit in Delhi and meet with a lot of people. So yeah, but 21st May, there is still time for that. So anyway. So let me just walk you through my vision and my mission, which is as follows. Right now, my vision is that 5 years down the line, I will have my own registered investment advisors and portfolio managers firm. This is just my goal, apparently, which you can think of as. For that, I will need a dedicated team. And just to find that dedicated team, I keep traveling to different cities. I just keep meeting a lot of traders and investors, and I try to learn as much as I can from them. And I try to find passionate people among those. My second vision is that I will have my own website, which will be dedicated entirely to technical analysis and knowledge sharing. तो वो वाली वेबसाइट पे हम क्या करेंगे, एक कुछ ऐसा टेक्निकल एनालिसिस से रिलेटेड कुछ कोर्स बना देंगे, which I will try to make it for free. That has always been my motto. So I want to make sure that everyone, grows with me together. We are a team together. Then my third goal is that I'll be writing a book on anchored VWAP and technical analysis very, very soon. So anchored VWAP and technical analysis has been like one of my strongest areas so far, which I feel, yeah, that's just how it is, which I feel honestly so far. So my fourth vision is that I will invest my time to pursue and clear CFA and CMT. So there are two certifications, which are CFA and CMT. CFA is mostly towards fundamentals and financials, whereas CMT is mostly towards technicals and charts. So just to learn more about fundamental analysis, I have kept a vision to pursue and clear CFA as well. Now, my mission is that I will be working with a lot of people in this journey. My goal is just that, before we start any business, it is important to grow your network and to work under or with the right set of experienced people, right? It is always important that you must know the business first before starting anything. So that is my mission, of course. Then second point is I am working towards starting my own website. It is already under process. It will be solely dedicated to technical analysis and knowledge sharing, and it will be entirely about charts. So my goal is to make a course which will be dedicated corely to technical analysis and how one can, generally study charts, right? Okay. So on this journey to achieve my goals, I wish to continue sharing everything that I learned through my journey with everyone, either for free or for a very, very minimal cost. Okay. So dedicating a good amount of time towards studying CFA and CMT, along with investing time towards my health and fitness, is also one of my mission. Yeah. So this was just my mission and my vision. Now let's cut to the chase and get to our topics of today's trading session. Not trading session. I'm so sorry. I'm used to saying this a lot because I have conducted a lot of live trading sessions. So just past habits, don't really get rid of them easily. So let's cut to the chase. And today's first session is going to be the 100% accurate chart pattern. The term 100% is itself in like very suspicious to think about, because as we usually say in the markets that nothing is 100%, right? कुछ भी चीज ऐसी 100% confirm नहीं होती कि होगी ही होगी, right? But trust me when I say this, in my last 9 years of experience with the markets, one pattern which I have observed over time, which has always like given me 100% accuracy, is this pattern. Now, the reason why this pattern has given me so much accuracy is कि ये जो पैटर्न है ना, ये आपको ये नहीं बताता कि आपको क्या खरीदना है. This pattern tells you what not to buy. आपको क्या नहीं खरीदना है. Okay, so this pattern will tell you what not to buy. So let's just try to understand this pattern. Now, the name of this pattern is the trap pattern. Okay, so let's just first understand कि ये the trap pattern का मतलब क्या होता है, right? So there are, thousands of webinars and sessions which will tell you that what stock you should buy and, which stock has a potential to become a multi-bagger. But, in today's webinar, in this session, I'll be telling you what not to buy and how to identify it. Okay, so the trap pattern, which apparently I claim to be as my pattern, as I have founded it back in like 2017 or so. So the trap pattern, which is also known as the staircase pattern, as the name suggests, it helps you to identify traps in the market. Okay. So now how do you identify such traps and why do I call it 100% accurate pattern? Let's just learn that. ठीक है, सबसे पहले ये सीखते हैं कि इनको आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करना है और ये होता क्या है, right? So let's just find that out. So the trap pattern, as the name suggests, it helps you to identify and avoid traps in the stock market with the help of technical analysis and charts. So before we really understand कि इसको identify कैसे करना है, let us look that कि ये trap काम कैसे करता है. ठीक है, तो कोई भी चीज को समझने से पहले हम उसको ये समझ लेते हैं कि ये चीज काम कैसे करती है और ये काम क्यों करती है. तो generally in a trap pattern what happens is that a group of individuals, they usually become active on WhatsApp and SMS, and they send like 10 lakh plus messages online. Okay, so they will send 10 lakh plus messages to everyone, literally everyone, about a particular stock, and they will ask them to buy it. So the messages look something like this. So these are some examples of how the messages look like. There will be some titles like huge upside. They will be saying 100% sure. They will be saying that biggest profit making opportunity. Then they'll be saying don't sell single share, don't book small profit, big announcement is coming, this is a real jackpot, this is 100% accuracy. ठीक है, तो आपको है ना ऐसे बहुत सारे मैसेजेस आएंगे. सो दिस इज हाउ द पैटर्न रियली वर्क्स. तो ये वाले मैसेजेस को सर्कुलेट किया जाता है एक बहुत बड़े लेवल पे, और लोगों को बोला जाता है कि यार आप ये वाला स्टॉक खरीदो, यू बाय दिस स्टॉक. ओके, पीपल आर फोर्स्ड दैट you need to buy this stock and you cannot miss it. So these are just 3 stocks which were under circulation recently. One was Akshita Cotton, one was Goel Aluminiums, and one was Sera Investment. Okay, so ये तीनों circulation में थे. And now there was this one more stock which was I think back in 2019 or 2020, which was Vishal Fabrics. तो उस टाइम पे ना यार WhatsApp इतना एक्टिव नहीं होता था. Back in 2019, 2020, WhatsApp was not really active a lot for stock market. But nowadays, we have a lot of WhatsApp groups. I myself am part of like 30, 35 odd groups now. Okay. So what happens is, us time pe, there were SMS circulation which used to happen a lot. And you won't believe, I came across this one snapshot from CNBC Awaz also, that one analyst also had recommended to buy this stock. This Vishal Fabrics was one of the trap patterns back then in like 2019, 2020 odd. SMSs like these were circulated, sure short, buy for sure, do not miss, do not worry about falling markets. Such SMSs were circulated. And that's how the trap is really created. Now, the best part about this trap pattern, there is one best part about this trap pattern, is that when this trap pattern is happening, you will see a lot of news flow happening. There are many positive news and positive developments which are happening around the stock. Everything will be positive, and they'll be like, this stock is doing wonders in EV, this stock is doing this stock is doing that, blah, blah, blah. FIs will be increasing their stake. ठीक है, तो ऐसा आपको दिखाया जाएगा कि FIs भी इन स्टॉक्स में अपना स्टेक बढ़ा रहे हैं, which is also again nothing but a fake. Then third point is that these companies will start declaring bonus or split of equity shares. ये बोलेंगे आपको एक पे एक बोनस है, आपके 10 rupee face value equity shares को will split into 1. So 1:10 split they'll announce. And a lot of news flow will happen just to attract retailers. ठीक है, लोगों को attract करने की कोशिश में पूरा ये कोशिश किया जाएगा. Then number 4 is, just remember one saying, at the end, all that glitters is not gold. Okay, so just remember this one saying at the end. And what usually happens here is that mass level of tip circulation from a small group of people who are most likely involved with the management also. The way I see it is कि management उसी time पे bonus और split क्यों announce करता है? When the stock is being formed in the trap pattern, why is the management announcing split and bonus of equity shares around that time? Okay, so this mass level of tip circulation, and probably I most likely feel like management is also involved in these dirty tricks. So they create a website. Generally कुछ एक ऐसी website होती है, safemultibaggers.com या bighitmultibaggers.com, कुछ ऐसा बहुत बड़ा चढ़ा नाम लिख देंगे, and they'll just have this domain and they will encourage people showing their past performance कि हमारा past performance में stock ये 5 गुना हो गया, ये 10 गुना हो गया, and that performance will be nothing but again fake. Okay, so sometimes these companies are also brought up on TV and recommended by some advisors on CNBC Awaz. This is a very, very recent thing I came across. Some analysts on TV also have started to recommend these fake trap pattern stocks, which is absolutely very, very disappointing to see. FI's holding is also expected to go up every quarter. because everything starts to look perfect. It will be like glittering gold. Split आ रहा है, bonus आ रहा है, company EV बना रही है, all the news flow will be positive. टीवी पे भी रिकमेंड करेंगे, SMS करेंगे, WhatsApp करेंगे, everything they'll try to do to make you buy that stock. ठीक है, पर हमको क्या करना है, हमको वो स्टॉक नहीं खरीदना है. ओके, वी डोंट हैव टू बाय दिस स्टॉक. एंड हाउ विल वी आइडेंटिफाई दिस? विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेक्निकल एनालिसिस. चार्ट्स और टेक्निकल एनालिसिस की हेल्प से how will we identify this pattern? That I'm going to tell you in this session. Now, the best part about the trap pattern is that when the trap pattern is happening, I think I already covered this slide. Okay, so how do you identify this chart pattern? There are a fixed set of rules. अब ये वाली slide का ना आप screenshot ले लो अपने phone में. How do you identify this chart pattern? There are a fixed set of rules for this chart pattern to form. But the best part about this chart pattern is कि कोई भी इंसान इसको देख के भी आइडेंटिफाई कर सकता है. Just by visually looking at it, you can easily identify it, But just let's look at the rules also once, because it is always important to remember the rules first. The stock usually goes up every day. ठीक है, stock रोज ऊपर जाएगा and it will go up only by a margin of 0.5 to 2.5%. ठीक है, ये रेंज जो मैंने आपको बताई है ना, ये रेंज को आप याद रखना. You just remember this range, that the stock will be going up every day by 0.5 to 2.5%, not more. ठीक है, अगर कोई स्टॉक 5 या 7% रोज बढ़ रहा है, that does not qualify as a trap. Okay, just make sure you remember that, क्योंकि there is a misunderstanding that if a stock is hitting 5% upper circuit every day, then it is a trap. Okay, so it is not a trap. The stock usually goes up daily by 0.5 to 2.5%. That is rule number 1. Now, rule number 2 is that the chart appears like a staircase. One by one stair. एक एक करके सीढ़ी बन रही होगी छोटी छोटी. Okay. So every day's candle is a very, very small green candle, which is like just 0.5 to 2.5% की candle होती है, बहुत छोटी सी. Sometimes at the end of pumping, the stock will also hit 1 or 2 upper circuit. This is a very, very new development which has happened because, a stock named Goel Aluminium was being pumped recently, and uske dump hone se pehle last time mein it hit 2 upper circuits at the end. So it is a very, very new development which can be ignored for the time being, but just to remember this point, I just included it on the list. Okay. All right. So this is just how do you identify this chart pattern. Going forward, let me give you a truckload of examples. ठीक है, क्योंकि मेरी approach क्या है, what I generally believe is that as much examples as you will give to a person, इंसान को उतना ही अच्छे से समझ में आता है. ठीक है, ये 3 रूल्स मैंने आपको बता दिए. You just need to remember these rules. अब इसके अलावा आपको मैं 10 या 12 एग्जाम्पल दिखाता हूँ आज, ऐसे चार्ट्स जिनमें ये पैटर्न बने थे, और वो वाले पैटर्न्स को देख के यू कैन विजुअली अंडरस्टैंड थिंग्स इन अ बेटर वे. Okay, so before that, I will be opening the chat box just for like 1 or 2 minutes because I have to ask you a question. Suppose that you are going up by stairs, ठीक है, and it is taking you 30 minutes to reach to the top. आप सीढ़ियों से ऊपर जा रहे हो और आपको 30 मिनट लगते हैं टॉप तक पहुंचने के लिए. So let's say when you are coming down, you decide to take an elevator. ठीक है, तो आपने लिफ्ट ले ली नीचे आते टाइम, तो आपको नीचे आते टाइम कितना टाइम लगेगा? Just type in the chat box. I have enabled the chat box. Okay, so a lot of people are saying 5 minutes, 2 minutes, less than 1 minute, 10 seconds. All right, I think I got my answer. Okay, all right, that's enough. I'll just mute the chat box once again. So a lot of people are saying that it will just take a few minutes to come down by an elevator. Now, this is exactly what happens in a trap pattern. अब ये जो ट्रैप पैटर्न होता है, इसमें स्टॉक ऊपर सीढ़ियों से जा रहा होता है. सीढ़ियों से जा रहा होता है का मतलब क्या हुआ? द स्टॉक इज गोइंग अप बाय स्टेयर्स, व्हिच मींस इट इज टेकिंग 15 or 20 days for the stock to rise. But when the stock is coming down, it is just taking it like barely 3 or 4 days to entirely wash off those gains away and even go down further. Okay, so this is one of the examples of the trap pattern and how it looks like. ये आपको सीढ़ियां दिख रही होंगी in a form of staircase pattern, just chairs being formed consistently. तो मैं आपको एक stock का ही example दिखा देता हूँ. Let's just go forward and see one example. Okay, so this is Agrophos India. I think this pump started back in October 2017 or okay, here is the date. 26 September 2019. So this pump had started back in 2019 and this is how the pump looked like. Just to explain you a bit better, let me just walk you through my TradingView terminal very, very quickly. And all right. So this is I think I took agro first, right? Yeah. So this was like 2019. I will just very, very quickly scroll it back. All right. So this is the chart of Agroforce India. This is like back in 2019. And what was happening back there was that, okay. So the rules are being identified here. What were the rules? Once again, let me just very, very quickly walk you through. Rule number one was that the stock will go up almost every day. Okay, almost every day the stock will go up, and by what percentage it will go up? 0.5% to 2.5%. Okay, rule number two was, what was the rule number two? The chart appears to be like a staircase one by one going up. Okay, तो ये staircase की तरह लगेगा. This is the rule number two. Like I said, remembering rules is just important for the sake of it. अगर आपको कोई चीज visually identify करनी आ गई, there is nothing more good than that. Okay, so just remember. Then rule number three is not really important because it's just a recent development, and we are looking at like 2019 chart. So the stock will go up every day 0.5 to 2.5%. अब क्या करना है, हम यहाँ से कर्सर को सिलेक्ट करेंगे और हम देखेंगे कि यहाँ पे जो स्टॉक ऑलमोस्ट रोज ऊपर जा रहा था, हाउ मच परसेंटेज इट वाज गोइंग अप. सो वी हैव 1.2%, 0.5, 1.5, then 0.5, 0.93, 0.96, 0.32, 0.41, 0.92, and continuously the stock was going up. So you can see green candles being made again and again almost every day. The size of these candles is very, very small because the stock is going up just by 0.5 to 2.5%. रोज स्टॉक ऊपर जाएगा और सिर्फ 0.5 से 2.5% के बीच में ही जाएगा. ये बात आप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ध्यान में रखना. ठीक है, तो ऑलमोस्ट रोज ऊपर जाएगा और ऐसा कुछ चार्ट पैटर्न आपको बनता हुआ दिखेगा. सो दिस इज अपियरिंग लाइक द स्टॉक इज गोइंग अप बाय स्टेयर्स, राइट? एंड व्हेन यू आर गोइंग अप बाय स्टेयर्स and you decide to take a downturn by elevator, this is what happens. One day suddenly the stock will be dumped and 20% का उसमें लोअर सर्किट लग जाएगा. ठीक है, 0.5 या 2.5% रोज बढ़ेगा. Every day it will increase by 0.5 to 2.5%, and one day it will be dumped and the stock will hit 20% lower circuit. No one knows when that one day will be except the operator himself. Okay, so 120% lower circuit, and the next day it will be another 20% lower circuit. Then next day it will be 10% lower circuit. Then once again 10% lower circuit. Then 5% lower circuit. Then continuous 5% lower circuits. Then you will see कि 155 rupees का stock, 155 rupees का stock 12 rupees आ गया. Okay, so that is 1/10 from the all-time high. Okay, so this is 1/10 multi-beggar. Okay, this is not multi-bagger, this is multi-beggar, 1/10 multi-beggar. Okay, so this is just one technique on how to identify these scripts. Okay, so I took the example of Agroforce India. Now let me take an example of very, very recent time, which was GKP Printing. Okay, so this was another company जिसका मैं आपको चार्ट दिखाता हूँ. This is like back in July 2022. Okay, so this is what was happening. You can very, very clearly see. अब तो यार ये देखते ही पता चल जाता है कि ये सीढ़ियां बन रही है, right? Stairs are being formed, and you just need to remember my one line that if a stock is ever going by stairs, it will come down by elevator. Okay, so whenever you see such pattern, ये छोटी छोटी candlesticks बननी शुरू हो जाती हैं, and these will look like stairs to you. And once you see this pattern being formed, just remember one day it will come down by elevator, and you do not know that one day. Okay, I am saying this statement again and again because at the end of this session, I will be sharing a few learnings with you. Then I'll be telling you why I'm saying this statement again and again. No one knows when will that one day come. Okay, so about GKP Printing, I had also posted on my Twitter handle. Let me just show you. So this was my post back on 25th July 2022. This was 25th July 2022. Let me just mark it on the chart as well. So right here. Yeah. This black line you see, this was 25th July 2022. And this is where when I posted about GKP printing, and I said that GKP printing is making a trap pattern on chart and fraud is happening, tip circulation is happening. I posted a lot about this stock on Twitter handle. I even, made a thread about it just to make investors aware about it. So 25th July, I posted about it. The stock was trading somewhere around 231. Then after that, this company had announced some bonus or split. That's why, the price is changed here right now, 75 or something. Some bonus or split had happened because like I told you, management is also involved. So they do all these dirty tricks. Now you won't believe what happened. On 25th July, I tweeted about the stock. And from there, the stock went up almost 30-31%. Okay. वहां से 30-31% ऊपर गया. But I stand by my logic and I know that this pattern is 100% accurate. And one day when the dump will start, no one will get exit. किसी को exit नहीं मिलता. I'm telling you, just in one fraction of seconds, the stock will hit 20% lower circuit and you'll be surprised to see it. I'll tell you a very, very recent example as well. So what happened on GKP, you can see once again, 20% lower circuit, next day 20% again, then 10%, 10%, 5%, and then continuous fall till almost 13 rupees. So from almost 103 till 13. Once again, 1/10. Okay. Another example, let me take you Omax Limited, one more company which was under tip circulation. Again, a very similar chart pattern, similar chart pattern at all, totally. Okay. So stairs I'm making, you can very, very clearly see on chart, tick by tick, 0.5 to 2.5% pump is happening every day. And, stairs are being formed. So whenever you are observing stairs being formed, never forget about the elevator. Okay. That has been the tagline of the session. So stairs are being formed. Now elevator will be formed one day, 20% elevator, 20%, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5. And the stock will continue to go down till the levels of 67, 66. Okay. Let's take a very, very recent example. Okay. This was Akshita Cotton. Okay. You might recall that at the start of the presentation, I had showed you a few messages, which were something like this. So you can see Akshita Cotton, Akshita right here is written 100% sure. Akshita will double your money in 6 months. You will get such messages. So this is the chart of Akshita Cotton. And, you can once again see what is happening. Stairs have started to be formed. एक और चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है कि यहाँ पे अगर आप वॉल्यूम लगाओगे, the volumes will be very high. Okay, volumes will be very high, almost like 1 crore, 2 crore shares will be traded every day. Okay, the reason why this happens is कि operators, they know that people are very, very smart. They will not buy an illiquid script. So that is why they create artificial volumes on the stock. They create false liquidity. They bring in volumes of 1 crore, 2 crore. एक टेबल पे अपना बंदा बिठा देगा खरीदने के लिए, दूसरी टेबल पे अपना बंदा बिठा देगा बेचने के लिए. That is how he will create artificial volumes on the stock. And every day you will see 88 lakh, 75 lakh, 1.2 crores. And also when you will open screener and you will scroll down, you will see that foreign institutions are also increasing their holding. 6%, 10%, 11%, 12%. Foreign institutions are increasing their holding. So, everyone will be like, wow, man, foreign institution is buying, right? So it is a very, very good signal. So everyone will be like, all is like glittering like gold. But all you need to remember is that whenever you are seeing stairs, just remember one day an elevator will be formed. Okay. And once that elevator forms, you will not get exit. ठीक है. और वो elevator कब बनता है किसी को भी नहीं पता है. No one knows. And once that happens, 20% lower circuit. Okay. So how much the stock went? Let's see. From here, 57, the stock went till 82. Okay. 57 वाला stock 82 तक गया. And elevator ने क्या किया? एक 20% का lower circuit लगाया. एक और 20% का lower circuit लगाया. How many days was this? This was like roughly 15 days, right? 15 days, we can see 57 to 82. Just in 2 days, सिर्फ 2 दिन में stock 82 का 52 आ गया. Okay. And one thing I will show you, this is 1 minute chart. Okay, let me show you how the lower circuit really hits. अब कई लोगों को क्या लगता है, some people think that Riyang 20% lower circuit the stock is hitting. So it might give us some time, right? It might be taking 5 minutes or 10 minutes to hit the lower circuit. But I am showing you, this is the 1 minute chart of Akshita Cotton. And I am just trying to show you that how the lower circuit hits on the stock. Okay, so the stock is normally casually trading. ठीक है, 82 83 के आसपास. This is a 1 minute chart. So every candle you see, it is portraying 1 minute price movement. This is 920, 921, 922, 923 and so on. Okay, so what usually happens is कि हर एक मिनट की ये आपको कैंडल दिख रही है. So now you must be wondering, यार 20% का lower circuit लगा है, so it might have taken 5 or 10 minutes at least for the stock to hit 20% lower circuit, which is like a fact, right? लगना चाहिए. But what happens is that the operator is so smart that he will dump the entire 20% in just 1 minute. Okay, in just 1 minute, the stock will come down from 82 to 70, which will be 16% downside from a single candle. And the volume will be 31 lakh. Something volume will be very high. Okay, because the operator is dumping his quantity. Then another candle will be one more, and then the stock will hit lower circuit. So just in 2 minutes, the stock will hit 20% lower circuit. Okay, let me take you through a few more examples and show you what was happening. By the way, Akshita Cotton is now from 82 to almost 37, and run up had started from 57, by the way. So it's at 37, and I am very confident that this will come in single digit. Okay, so one more chart pattern, Goel Aluminium. You can clearly see stairs are being formed, right? I don't even have to explain you this chart. It is so simple to identify visually, and just by remembering the first rule कि 0.5 से 2.5% का rise होगा, just 0.5 से 2.5% का rise होगा every day. Okay, so these are the stairs which will form, and once the stock comes down, it will come down with the elevator. Fortunately for Goel Aluminium, elevator was 5% because the stock was in BE group, which is like the trade to trade group. But by the way, even if this happens, लोअर सर्किट पे स्टॉक होगा और स्टॉक में वॉल्यूम ही नहीं होगा. आप देखो यार, यहाँ पे कितना वॉल्यूम होता था एवरी डे, 1 crore, 18 lakh, 24 lakh, 50 lakh, 25 lakh. But when the stock is hitting lower circuit, volume देखो 30,000, 10,000, 3,000, 13,000. Okay, so there will be no volumes and you won't get exit. One typical way of identifying trap pattern is that कभी कभी क्या होता है यार, कभी कभी सीढ़ियां कंप्लीट बन ही नहीं पाती. Okay, sometimes stairs are not able to form entirely. Okay, you will see only 1, 2, 3 stairs being formed, and you will be like, यार 3 stairs से मैं कैसे पता करूँ ये trap pattern है नहीं है, right? Because in 3 stairs you cannot identify if this is a trap pattern, right? So in that case, what you have to do is you just shift to 15-minute time frame chart. ठीक है, you shift to 15-minute time frame chart, and what you'll see on the 15-minute time frame chart is this movement. Okay, so once again, this movement which we are seeing right here, this is a trap. This is a staircase pattern in making. Once again, continuous green candles, stock going up every day, and this is looking like stairs, right? So this is a visual pattern more than a rules pattern. Rules याद रखना आपको याद है, लेकिन अगर आपका visual strong है, अगर आपको देखते ही identify हो जाएगा, ये मैं बता रहा हूँ, right? So then you will know what not to buy. Okay. So one more script which was Gala Global. This was also like a trap pattern back then around GKP printing. So you can see continuous stairs. और एक चीज और मैं यहाँ पे ऐड कर देता हूँ PPT में ही, that the volumes of the stock will be high. So this will be another pointer which you can see. So fourth is the volumes in the stock will be artificially very high. Okay, so this is for every stock. You can see in GGPL also, there were no volumes traded at all. 1000, 1200, 1500 शेयर में काम होता था यार दिन का, फिर 2 लाख में होने लग गया, और फिर अचानक से सीधा कितना होने लग गया, 20 लाख, 10 लाख, 10 लाख, every day 10 lakh, 20 lakh, volume is happening, and stairs are being formed, short stairs, 1%, 2%, 4%. Sometimes they also hit upper circuit in between, कि हाँ एक आधा upper circuit लगा दो just to hype the public up. Okay, so every day it will look like stairs, and then at 102, dumping starts and the stock comes down as an elevator till like 16 rupees, hitting lower circuit again and again, and you can see volume बिल्कुल गायब हो जाता है. यहाँ पे volume होता ही नहीं है, तो आपको exit मिलता ही नहीं है. Okay, so one more example was Steel Exchange India. Let me show you that as well. This was like back in 2018 or 19, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so this was like back in 2017. So this is where, you know, the journey of the trap pattern really started. This was also, you know, trading somewhere around 130 or 200 something. I think it had announced split or something, which was like 150 के आसपास होता था ये उस time पे. So maybe it had announced split 1:10 or something. I don't really remember. You know, it's been a very, very long time. So once again, staircase pattern was started to being formed. Every day the stock was going up. 1, 2, 3, very, very small candles are being formed, looking like a staircase. And once the dump starts, direct 20% lower circuit and continuous lower circuits till like almost close to 20 rupees or 10 rupees something. Okay, considering 1:10 split. So one more example was Vishal Fabrics, which was once again in 2019. This is once again, you can very, very clearly see, यार ये पैटर्न ना देखते ही आइडेंटिफाई हो जाएगा अब आपको. आई एम very, very confident after this session, after seeing so many examples with me, I'm very, very confident that you will be able to identify this pattern visually. Okay, so staircase pattern is being formed every day. The stock is going up by 0.5 to 2.5%, and it is looking like stairs being formed. And once the fall starts, it will be a fall with the help of elevator. You know, इसने भी split announce किया था या bonus announce किया था 1:5 or 1:10 something. I am not really able to recall. Or 1:1, 1:2 something. कुछ तो इसका bonus या split था. So once again, the price is something around 80, but back then it used to be around 200, 250 or something. So 80 rupees, once again, looking like a staircase. सीढ़ियां बन रही है, रोज स्टॉक ऊपर जा रहा है 0.5 से 2.5%. वंस द स्टॉक स्टार्ट्स टू कम डाउन, स्टॉक नीचे आके आपको एग्जिट का मौका ही नहीं देगा. 15-14 रुपए आके रुक जाएगा एंड द वॉल्यूम्स विल कंप्लीटली डिसअपीयर. पता भी नहीं चलेगा यार कौन बंदा था, कहाँ गायब हो गया, नाम भी नहीं आएगा उस बंदे का. Okay, so these were just a few examples which I wanted to show you to just prove it कि हाँ यार ये pattern has been 100% accurate in my journey so far and as much as I have observed about it. Okay, so one very small argument which I had with one of my friends recently. So, you know, I told him, do not buy Akshita Cotton at 65, do not buy Goel Aluminium at 29, and do not buy Sera Investment at 77. ये तीन स्टॉक में मेरे को स्टेयरकेस पैटर्न दिखा एंड आई टोल्ड हिम दैट डू नॉट बाय दी स्टॉक्स. क्योंकि क्या होगा यार, जब इसमें फॉल शुरू होगा ना तो आपको एग्जिट नहीं मिलेगा. आई टोल्ड हिम दिस. नाउ फ्यू डेज लेटर व्हाट हैपेंड, Akshita touched 82, which is 26% up from my no buy level. Goel touched 47, which is 65% up from my no buy level. And Sera touched 90 rupees, which is almost 17% up from my no buy level. ठीक है. So now let me tell you, there are two types of people in this world. इस दुनिया में ना दो तरह के लोग होते हैं. एक होता है पर्सन ए. So person A, he will call me stupid. वो मेरे को बोलेगा यार ये तो पागल है. He told us that don't buy these stocks, and these stocks have moved up so much after, he told us not to buy. The stock is 26% up. The stock is 65% up. The stock is 17% up. And you are saying कि इसको मत खरीदो. Now, person B will be someone who will understand and read my reasoning properly. वो properly पढ़ेगा कि मैंने इसको मना क्यों किया है खरीदने के लिए. Okay, and he will understand my logic very, very well. Now, the person A who calls me stupid for saying that कि मैंने लोगों को मना कर दिया स्टॉक खरीदने के लिए, after few days स्टॉक अक्षिता कॉटन आ गया 83 का 37, गोयल एल्यूमिनियम आ गया 47 का 35, Sera came from 90 to 66. Now for that person, I am still a stupid person because I told him that do not buy Goel at 29 और गोयल अभी भी 35 है, right? For him, I am still stupid because I told him that don't buy this stock, but the stock is still up from that level, right? But for person B who has read my logic properly, he knows that we cannot exit from these shares. अब क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार, गोयल 29 का 35 भी हो. Every day there is a seller pack of 1 crore shares. Every day there is a seller pack of 1 crore shares, and only like 5,000 or 10,000 shares are traded, right? So almost negligible volumes. तो आपको exit मिलता ही नहीं है, right? और वो भी जो 5 या 10,000 शेयर जाते हैं ना, वो या तो ऑपरेटर के जाते हैं या फिर someone who is like, I don't know, like very fast with execution or probably placing orders with exchange or something. राइट? तो बहुत कम वॉल्यूम होता है, देयर इज ऑलमोस्ट नो वॉल्यूम, zero. So what, for person B who has read my logic properly, he knows that we cannot exit from these shares now because they will be locked at lower circuit every morning and almost no volumes will be traded. Now, अब आगे क्या हुआ? अक्षिता कॉटन 10 रुपए आ गया, गोयल एल्यूमिनियम 5 रुपए आ गया, सेरा 5 रुपए आ गया. ओके, लेट्स जस्ट अज्यूम कि फ्यूचर में ये हो गया, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ ट्रैप पैटर्न एंड वी हैव सीन कि होता गया है फ्यूचर में. तो नाउ अब ये शेयर 10, 5, 5 रुपए आ गए. अब वो जो पर्सन ए है ना, जो पहला वाला बंदा है, उसके लिए आई एम स्टिल स्टूपिड. गेस व्हाई? बिकॉज व्हेन आई टोल्ड पीपल नॉट टू बाय दिस शेयर, द स्टॉक वेंट फ्रॉम 65 to 82. The stock went up 26%. When I told people do not buy Goel Aluminium, the stock went up 65%. And when I told people do not buy Sera Investment, the stock went up 15%. Okay, so for him, I am still stupid because the stock went up after that. अगर लोग समझदार होते तो वो प्रॉफिट बुक कर लेते उसके हिसाब से, as per the person A. But the person B knows that no one knows when the dumping will start. अब यार किसी को नहीं पता कि अक्षिता कॉटन 26% तक ऊपर जाके डंप होएगा या सिर्फ 5% ऊपर जाके डंप हो जाएगा, राइट? सो नोबडी नोज that how much percentage the stock will go up before the dump starts. It is in the example itself. Agrophos India went up 60% before the dump started. Omax Limited went up 30% before the dump started. GKP went up 70%. Vishal Fabric, it went up 32%. Akshita Cotton went up 26%. Goel Aluminium went up 65%. And Sera Investment went up only 15%. Okay, so nobody knows that when will the dumping start. हो सकता है यार 10% ऊपर जाके डंप शुरू हो जाए, right? No one knows. So for person B, he knows that nobody knows when will the dumping start. Akshita went 40% up in the pumping period. Goel went 95% up in the pumping period. Sera went 22% up in the pumping period. Okay, but during the dump, they will all come by 90% down from the all-time high, hitting continuous lower circuits and giving no one exit. किसी को भी exit नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, so now my question to the audience, okay, the audience right here, my question is, will you be person A or will you be person B? After today's session, will you be person A or person B? Absolutely, we'll be person B. Everyone will be perfect. Everyone will be person B. So anyone who is finding the session a bit slow can, anyway leave from here. No worries. All right. So everyone will be person B, who knows what not to buy after this session, and who understands this logic behind the process, and who really knows what not to buy. So now the point is that there are thousands of stocks to buy from. But in this part of the session right now, all I'm teaching you is what not to buy. मैं आपको ये वाले सेशन में ये नहीं सिखा रहा कि आपको क्या खरीदना है. I'm telling you what not to buy. As a trader or investor, saving your money or not losing your money is very, very important. Preservation of your capital is considered to be the greatest gift. Okay, so पैसा ना गवाना पैसे कमाने से ज़्यादा important है. So rule number 1 after today's session should be that do not lose your money on trap stocks. And rule number 2 should be do not forget rule number 1. So instead of buying a trap stock for 25 or 30% return with the mindset of person A, which will not let you sleep every night, rather buy a liquid company like Reliance or Infosys, which, has been there since a very, very long time. राइट कोई ऐसी लिक्विड कंपनी खरीदो जिसका पता है यार कोई प्रमोटर भाग नहीं जाएगा ऐसा डंप करके 90% और समथिंग. ओके, सो आई रिपीट, नो वन नोज व्हेन विल द ट्रैप बी डंप्ड, either 5% or 20% or 40% or 70%, but all we know after this session today is what not to buy. Okay, so this is the end of part 1. We will be going to the part 2 now. So what I'm thinking is that let's just complete part 2 as well and then have a Q&A for 5 or 10 minutes, right? So let's go to part 2. Part 2 is on long-term investing patterns. Okay, so we are going to talk about 2 long-term investing patterns, which I use extensively in the course of my technical analysis. And just a small introduction about how candlesticks really look. Most of you must already be familiar with it. So these are how candlesticks really look. This is a green candle and this is a red candle. So for a green candle, the top point which you see, this is called a high. This is called a close. This is called the opening, and this is called the low. Okay, and for a red candle, this is the opening, this is the close, this is the low, and this is the high. Okay, so this is just a way of portraying opening, low, high, and closing prices of a security over a period of time. So this is just how candlesticks really look like. Going forward, we should know what is a uptrend and what is a downtrend. I'm just very, very quickly going to cover up these concepts in like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll be good to go with the patterns, just 2 patterns which we'll be discussing. So how do we identify trends? First is a downtrend. For a downtrend, what really happens is that the stock is seen to go down, and after a low is made, we need at least 2 candles with higher high, higher closing. ठीक है, तो ये जो 2 candles बनेंगी, we need at least 2 candles. कम से कम हमको 2 green candles चाहिए, and both of them should have higher high, higher closing. Now the meaning of higher high, higher closing is that let's say कि जो पहली वाली green candle है, let's say the first green candle has a high of 100 and a close of 100, and the second candle has a high of 103 and a close of 102. So जो second वाली green candle होगी ना, उसका high should be more than the first वाली candle का high, and second वाली candle का close should be higher than the first वाली candle का close. So we need at least 2 higher high, higher closing green candles after a low is made. And once this low breaks, this high of 1520 is called as a lower high. Okay, this is called as a lower high. So this is what a typical downtrend looks like. And this is what a typical uptrend looks like. Okay, for an uptrend, it is very, very simple that when the stock is going up, we will need at least 2 red candles with lower low lower closing. ठीक है, तो ये रेड कैंडल का एक लो बन गया, ये रेड कैंडल का जो दूसरा वाला लो बना वो पहली वाली से कम था. So it will be less compared to the first candle, and the closing of the second candle will also be less compared to the first candle. Okay, so I have exhaustively covered these things in my free Google Drive folder of technical analysis. So to understand these things in a much more detail, like just dedicate 30 or 40 odd minutes to these things. So you can refer to that Google Drive link, which I will share on later on after, like at the end of this session. So this is what an uptrend looks like. And yeah, let's go to the technical patterns for long-term investing. So the first pattern is longest downtrend reversal pattern. Now, I promised you that today, whatever patterns you will be seeing with me here, you will not find them in any books, because these patterns I have created over time with my experience and my studies. So the first pattern is longest downtrend reversal pattern. This pattern is usually formed on weekly and monthly time frame. Okay, so it is formed on usually weekly or monthly time frame of charts. We usually aim at spotting the first and the last downtrend. Okay, first and last downtrend का मतलब क्या हुआ? This I will show you with an example of a chart. So as per classical Dow theory, we know that trend reversal happens once the stock moves up above the latest lower high. So let me show you here itself. So this is an example of a downtrend, okay? Because a breakdown happened below the low of 9 rupee 50 paise. Now we know as per the Dow theory that the reversal will happen when the stock goes above 15 rupee 20 paise on closing basis. जब stock 1520 के ऊपर चला जाएगा closing basis पे, that is when we will consider it to be as a trend reversal. Okay. All right. So this is called the longest downtrend reversal pattern. So for a higher low to form, the green candles must have at least 2 higher high, higher closing candle. And in a downtrend, price moves like lower high, lower lows. We are already aware of these concepts. In the process of making that lower high, there should be minimum 2 green bars, which can be either consecutive or sequential. उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, consecutive ना भी हो तो भी चलेगी. And those bars should have higher high, higher closing compared to the previous green bar. This I have already told you in the start of the session itself. So what I'll just really very quickly do is I'll show you a few examples of longest downtrend reversal pattern and how you can really identify this pattern. So let's take an example of HBL Power System. This was one of the stocks which had formed a longest downtrend reversal pattern back in 2021 something. Yeah, 2021. So, you can see very clearly that the stock had come down from the levels of 76 till almost how much? 9 rupees. From 76, the stock came down till the levels of 9 rupees almost. Okay. And we can very carefully see कि ये वाला जो लास्ट ट्रेंड था ये यहाँ से एक लोअर हाई बना and then we got a breakdown below this low right here. So once the breakdown happened below this low, what will this point be called as? This point will be called as a lower high. Right? This point will be called as a lower high. And for longest downtrend reversal, we need a closing above the lower high. Okay, so this is the last downtrend, right? And by the last downtrend, I mean that the stock is potentially either trading around 52-week lows, is around 52-week lows, or around all-time lows. Okay, because that is the first and the last downtrend. Okay, so once a breakout happens above this lower high on closing basis right here, the trade will be activated, the long-term investment pick will be activated, and the target here will be 2x and 3x. As a long-term investor, we consider general targets of 2x and 3x. I will also tell you there are a few mechanisms on how we can keep targets and stop losses. Just going forwards on the slide, I will very quickly show you. But this is how you identify the pattern. You just need to see the last downtrend and you need to wait for the reversal of that first and last downtrend. Okay, so this is one of the long-term investing patterns. This is one of the examples which we have considered here for this is HBL Power as one of the examples, and one more examples was on Apollo Microsystem. Let me just show you on monthly charts very quickly. So this was a monthly chart of Apollo Microsystem, and you can very clearly see that ये वाला लो बना था stock में, which was at 9 rupee 50 paise. The stock is trading post split right now. So it used to trade somewhere around 90 rupees back here. Split has happened just like 15 or 20 days back something. So it used to be 90 rupees here, and it made 1 green candle, 2 green candle, and 3 green candle. So this was the high that it made during the process, 15 rupee 20 paise. And then stock gave me a breakdown below this level, which means it was in the identified downtrend. Now, the longest downtrend reversal pattern will be activated once the stock closes above the level of 15 rupee 20 paise. Okay, which was 150.20 by the way. 150 रुपए 20 पैसे था. अभी stock split के बाद में trade हो रहा है, तो इसलिए it is showing as 15 rupee 20 paise. So once the closing happens at 15 rupee 20 paise, this breakout longest downtrend reversal will be activated, and this is what it looked like back then. Yeah, here, right here, the breakout was activated. Now it is 16.45 on closing of this candle, which was around 164 back then. Let me just show you a screenshot as well. I had posted on my Twitter account right here. A monthly closing above 155 will lead to a very strong candle formation. Upside can be almost towards 480, which is almost 3x from current levels. So this was a tweet which I had made back on 30th of December 2021, which was almost similar to this pattern. Okay, which is this pattern only, by the way, longest downtrend reversal pattern. So this breakout happened right here. And as a general thumb rule, let me also tell you how to keep stop loss here. So stop loss is generally kept either at previous swing low. If previous swing low is more than 35%, then breakout candle low will be the stop loss. Okay, so here the previous swing low is at 8 rupee 65 paise, which is almost 47%. So here we cannot keep this as a stop loss. So our stop loss will be the breakout candle low, which is 10 rupee 75 paise, which is I think approx 34%. Yeah, 34%. So this was the stop loss, and our target was 3x, which is 300 which is like, yeah, 200% from the levels. So 35% downside risk and upside at almost 200%. And, we can always buy the stock on declines. So the stock came down almost till like 11, 12 rupees. And I had also added this company back then using my sound knowledge of Anchored VWAP. Let me show you that post. So it was trading at 125 back then. And I had drawn Anchored VWAP on my chart and it was showing me an addition near 125 levels. Okay, so we are going to just keep this as a teaser for our next session. We'll be talking about Anchored VWAP in the next session, but this is just to show you that how Anchored VWAP can work out in long term as well. So 125 was where I added this stock, which was like somewhere around these levels. And right now it is trading somewhere close to 33 rupees, which is 334 rupees pre-split. Okay, so it is like almost from those levels of 120, it is close to 200% up. Okay, so this is just one of those patterns which I extensively use for my long-term investing. And stop loss can be previous swing low, but if previous swing low is more than 35% downside, then the breakout candle low will be considered as a stop loss. Target, target is very, very difficult to tell you right now because, there is a whole concept of swing highs and swing lows, which you need to learn before you really understand how to set targets. So the thing is, if I start to teach you about swing highs and swing lows right now, it will take 30 minutes to finally interpret and understand that. So let's just keep the target part aside, and I'll tell you an easier mechanism for keeping your targets. What you can do is you can either exit 50% of your shares at 2x, or you can exit 33.33% of your shares at 3x. Okay, whatever suits you fit. So I generally exit 1/3 of my quantity at 3x. I, try to wait for 3x at least from those levels because it is considering 35% downside. So 200% upside should be considered for long-term investing. Yeah. Okay, so this is one example of HBL power system. Like I showed you, longest downtrend reversal pattern which happened here. I tweeted about HBL power at 23 rupee 50 paise just because of this pattern. This was back in 14th November 2020, by the way. I had tweeted at 23 rupees for a target of 50. Gati was based on a different pattern. This was double bottom reversal. So it is a classic textbook pattern. So I'm not talking about that here. So 23, and I projected a target of 50, which was almost 2x from those levels. And I think now it trades close to 100 or 120 odd levels. So another example was on Apollo Microsystem. I had tweeted and I just showed you that tweet. Another example was on Subex. You can see once again, longest downtrend was being formed. And at 18 rupees, once this breakout happened, 2x and 3x was very, very easily attained till the levels of 65 and 70 odd levels. Okay. So just as a basic, target setting, you can consider 2x and 3x as a general target. You exit your 50% quantity at 2x, or you exit your 1/3 quantity at 3x. Why I'm continuously saying 50% at 2x or 1/3 at 3x is that it allows you to take out your cost. अब आपने कोई चीज 100 रुपए पे खरीदी है, मान लो आपने 100 रुपए पे 100 शेयर्स खरीद लिए, this is your 10,000 rupees investment, right? Suppose the stock has touched 200. You sell 50 shares and you have your 10,000 rupees back. Now you can invest that 10,000 rupees on a different script with a similar pattern or whatsoever, thing it is. Now, the second technical pattern which I use for identifying long-term investing ideas is called as an IPO pattern. So I like to trade IPOs a lot. And by IPOs, I mean all the new listed companies. This is called the ultimate IPO breakout pattern. It is also called as the ABC breakout pattern. So now this pattern is usually formed on daily or weekly charts of newly listed companies. There are generally two ways of trading the ABC pattern. I will just show you a few examples and that will help you to understand things in a better way. So this is what an ABC IPO King breakout, which apparently I call it as, looks like. So this is how an ABC pattern looks like. The price starts from here, then it makes a high. This point of high which is made, we call it as point number B. And then a low is made, a swing low is made, which is called as point number C. Now always note कि ये जो point number C होता है, this is always higher than point number A. Okay, so this is point number A. Let me just annotate it on the screen for you so that you can understand it better. This is point number A. This is point number B. And this is point number C. So always note that point number B will always be higher than point number C and point number A. Okay, that is a fact. And point number C will be higher than point number A. Okay, just these two things you need to remember. Rest you are good to go with. Two lower low lower closing होना ही चाहिए, वो swing low का concept है. ठीक है. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 candles we had got and all had lower low lower closing only in a way. So this is identified as a valid ABC pattern. By the way, this is the chart of D-Mart, which is Avenue Supermarts, back around 657 rupees. Once again, target setting का mechanism यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा complicated हो सकता है, because I will tell you what I use for target setting. For target setting, I use AVWAP to trail my stop loss, and I use the concept of swing high, swing low to trail my stop loss. अब ये दोनों concept को मैं साथ में use करता हूँ. I use these two concepts together, which is anchored VWAP and swing high, swing low, to continuously trail my stop loss. But right now, I cannot explain you these concepts. Like these things take like 1.5 hours easily. So we will plan the session on these concepts very, very soon. Okay, just stay patient. We will plan a session on these concepts very, very soon. Until then, you consider the target to be 2x and 3x. Okay, just as a general thumb rule, half quantity exit at 2x or 1/3 quantity exit at 3x. Just as a general thumb rule, just remember that this is the way of target setting. And for a ABC breakout, stop loss will be point number B on daily closing basis. ये जो point number B यहाँ पे बनता है, oh sorry, not point number B, point number C. Point number C on daily closing basis will be a stop loss for this ABC breakout. Okay, so just remember these two things and you are good to go with. Let's take one more example. Just before that, writing the rules in a structured format. The breakout will be traded in such a format that when the stock manages to close above point number B, it will be regarded as a valid ABC breakout. The stop loss will be kept at point number C on daily closing basis. My word of advice is that जो पहला ABC breakout होगा ना, the first ABC breakout, it will have the most power. Target is relative, and as the stock continues to go up, you can modify your stop loss. But like I said, वो वाले concept मैं अभी आपको नहीं समझा सकता because it will take 1.5 hours to explain those concepts in detail. I just like to explain the concepts in detail क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूँ यार कि कोई भी हम चीज सीखते हैं तो ढंग से समझ में आनी चाहिए, right? So easier way out for the time being, target you can keep half shares exit at 2x or 1/3 shares exit at 3x, whatever suits you out of these two. Okay, then rest you can continue holding on because वो यार free के shares हो जाते हैं हमारा investment हमारे उसमें से निकल जाता है, so we can continue to holding on for the rest of the shares. So this was one more example on Sona Comstar. Once again, the point number A is right here. Let me just, this was point number A. This was point number B. I'm so sorry about my handwriting. This was point number C. Okay, so here the breakout happened at right this point once the closing happened above the high right here on this candle, and at 420. So the stop loss was 333.25 on daily closing basis, and your target 2x and 3x. So 2x target was achieved, by the way. So yeah, this was one more example of Sona Comstar. Going forward, we had one more example which formed on Adani Wilmar, which was AWL. This was right here again, point number A, point number B, and point number C. Okay, now anchored VWAP gave me an exit in this share at 650. Let me just tell you कि anchor VWAP ने इसमें exit दिया था 650 पे, and मैंने अपने Twitter handle पे भी डाल दिया था कि 650 पे the anchored VWAP has broken down. But again, the breakout happened at 420. So general thumb rule जो मैंने easier way out आपको बताया, your 2x target will be at 840, and 840 level had touched right here, by the way, this particular point. Let me just encircle it down. This was 840. So I told you the easier way out right now, right? The complicated way out अगर आपको सीखना है तो उसके लिए हम एक और session plan करेंगे, maybe on next Sunday or next to next Sunday, whenever we will find time out. So yeah, this is the ABC breakout. And once again, this is one more ABC breakout, which was on Venus pipes. So this was point number A. This was point number B. And this was point number C. Okay, so whatever ABC breakout, सबसे पहला ABC breakout आपको ट्रेड करना है IPO में, और ये याद रखना कि B और C के बीच में जो डिफरेंस होगा, the difference between B or C, B and C should not be more than how much percent? Should we consider 35%? Yes, should not be more than 35%, because 35% is a very, very big margin. Okay, so I'm just keeping it like 35%, but you can consider to be 25% also. There is not a general thumb rule which I have created for this. But अगर B और C के बीच में बहुत ज़्यादा difference होता है, then we keep the stop loss to be at breakout candle low. All right. So just remember this point as a, just one thing which you should remember. So this was the ABC breakout. And I think I have one more example to take. But just before that, you should know how do you track these IPOs, because there are a lot of IPOs which come on and they are listed. So you can use this website called chitorga.com, and you can go under the IPO section and go on current mainline IPO. So there you can see the list of IPOs from all the years of 2017, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, going on and on. Also, under the current SME IPO section, you can come across all the past SME IPOs, and you can plot them on your watch list on TradingView. Okay, so just one more example I wanted to tell you for ABC pattern. It was Prince Pipes. Yeah, because this was a bit different ABC. So I just wanted to show you here. Okay, so this company was listed back in like December 2019. And, the stock started to come down from the levels of 196 till almost 75.30. This was somewhere back in May 2020. So now the first ABC breakout which happened, this was right here. This was point number A. This was point number B. And this was point number C. So you need to remember by thumb rule कि अगर कोई भी नया IPO आ रहा है and first ABC breakout pattern is happening, I need to trade that first ABC breakout. Okay, so back around levels of 130, 35 something, the breakout pattern was validated back then. Okay, targets of 2x and 3x, if you consider, they were already achieved, and the stock even managed to go till the levels of 700 or 800 odd levels from that first ABC breakout pattern. Right. Okay, so that was about ABC breakout pattern. And there are a few stocks, which also, let me show you just 2 or 3 stocks on chart so that you can identify what breakout pattern that is. So this is Kirloskar Electric Company Limited chart that you are seeing in front of the screen. Now I'm going to plot 2 lines on the chart, and you need to tell me that what is the name of this pattern which has validated. Tell me in the chat box, what is the name of this pattern? I just taught you this name. Right. This is the longest downtrend reversal pattern. I just taught you the pattern number 1, which is called longest downtrend reversal pattern. So this is the pattern which had formed on this particular candle right here. When the stock closed above 73.65, the closing was at 75. So, as a basic thumb rule, your targets will come at 150 and 225, right? But, seeing the strength of this chart, and as I saw on HBL Power, I am considering my target to be all-time high, which is somewhere around 375. I'm so sorry. Okay, so this is just one chart, and one more chart is of Lokesh Machines Limited. Once again, I'll show you the chart, and you just tell me in the chat box, what is the name of this pattern which you are seeing on the screen? Let me just open the chat box. Yeah. So what is the name of this pattern which you are seeing on the screen for Lokesh Mashis monthly charts? Nilesh Bhai, ABC is for IPOs. Just everyone, a clear disclaimer, ABC pattern, if you are ever seeing, this is considered only for IPOs. Okay, so Lokesh Machines is once again a similar pattern, which is called longest downtrend reversal pattern. Okay, so the breakout happened once again at this level right here, which is closing off somewhere around 120. So as a general thumb rule, the target here is 240 and 360, which is 2x and 3x. So the stock is somewhere trading around 144 right now, which we should not be bothering about. One more chart pattern I will show you: Himadri Specialty Chemicals Limited. 73, and yeah, this right here. Let me just get rid of this. So this was the low, and I got a breakdown below this low. This was the recent swing high, which had formed right here on the levels of 73.80, and a breakout happened above these levels right here. यहाँ पे एक breakout हो गया. Now the arrow which is pointing to the breakout, what is the name of the breakout? Tell me in the chat box. Same pattern once again. Longest downtrend reversal pattern. So it happened at like close to levels of 75 odd levels, right? And now once again, we have considered same patterns, right? So 75 odd levels. Once again, the target will be around 150 and 225. But before 225, there is an all-time high of somewhere around 196. Okay, so this is a long-term investing pattern. So that's why targets take time to come. ठीक है, टारगेट कभी भी ऐसा जल्दी नहीं आ जाएगा. सो या जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट. अब इस केस में हम स्टॉप लॉस का रखेंगे. ये देखो यार कितना है, 46%, राइट? So this is like somewhere around 46%, but the recent swing low was somewhere around this level. Okay, you need to notice very very well कि यहाँ से ये जो ऊपर गया, ये यहाँ तक ऊपर गया 69 तक, फिर ये नीचे आया 50 तक, then it went up till 85. So the recent swing low here is 50 rupees 80 paise. As a general thumb rule, you remember that from the point of breakout, if the recent swing low is more than 35%, then we won't consider it, right? तो यहाँ पे कितना है? This is around 31%. So our stop loss is 50 rupees. 75 पे buy, 50 का stop loss, and target of 200, which is not bad at all for an investor, I feel like. Because an investor, he never really invests like in chunk. Lump sum में कभी investment नहीं होता. He always buys in tranches, right? So if you are buying some at 75, you will also be buying some at 61, 65 odd levels, right? So this is Himadri Specialty Chemicals, and yeah, apart from that, I don't have any more patterns to show you today. We will be going to part number 3. So part number 3 is 3 stocks which are on my radar currently. Okay, so I'll be discussing 3 stocks on my radar currently, 3 stocks which are on my radar currently. Okay, this we'll be discussing. But before we go to part number 3, I will be taking a few questions, because there must be some questions on the Q&A section as well. And we should not keep those questions waiting for a long time before people, forget about them. So what I'm going to do is, guys, chat box को disable ही रखना पड़ेगा. 600, 620 odd people are here with us. So if I enable the chat box, there will be a lot of mess. Now, what I request you to do is that if you have any questions, just raise your hands and I will take them one by one. Okay, so we'll be taking just a few questions and not a lot, because there will be a lot of people who will be having a lot of questions, of course. So let's take first question. Okay, so many people have questions. Was I like explaining too fast? So let's take first question from the line of Avanti Podar. I have allowed you to unmute. Avanti Podar.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Avanti.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so my question is, I'm not clear with identification of the A, B, C points. Could you please explain again?
Yeah, all right. I'll just do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So the identification of A, B, C points Avanti has asked. Let's just quickly answer that. Identification of A, B, C points can be done in this way. What really happens is, okay, let me just take an example only, just for a better understanding. We have Adani Wilmar on daily charts. Okay, we have Adani Wilmar on daily charts. Now, the way to identify ABC pattern is that, IPOs are listed right here. Okay, so we expect the stock to go up from these levels. Okay, so from these levels, the stock starts to go up. We have green candle, we have green candle, and we have one more green candle. So the stock is going up, right? Now, after a high is made, अब ये वाला high बन गया, the stock starts to come down, right? And once the stock is coming down from those levels, we want at least two red bars to form. Okay, we need at least two red candles to form, and both of them should have lower low, lower closing. Okay, so you can see we had one red candle formed right here. So the low of this red candle was how much? 356, and the closing was 359. Then next red candle had formed, low was 325 and closing was 327. So this was lesser than the first candle, right? So we need at least two red bars to form. So once this has formed and the stock has stabilized somewhere, then we will mark point number B as a valid point. Okay, so we have point number B marked as a valid point. Now this point, which has formed right here, 305, this will be marked as point number C only when we have a breakout above point number B. अब point number B के ऊपर जब breakout आ गया यहाँ पे successfully, then this will be considered to be as a valid A, B, C breakout pattern. I hope I was able to answer your question, Avanti.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Oh, all right, thank you. All right, let's take another question. So many questions. Wow, 33 people. Who do we choose? Okay, so I'm going to take like 10 questions randomly. Okay. Okay. Vishalji, you can ask your question. Vishalji?
हेलो
हाँ विशाल जी पूछिए.
हेलो
Hello.
नो क्वेश्चन ब्रदर
No question. Okay.
नो
All right. Nikhil Singhania, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, thank you for hosting this informative session.
Okay, thank you. What's your question, sir?
Sir, I want to ask about the time frame. When to take a weekly chart, when to take monthly chart. How we decide that?
Okay. So for the longest downtrend reversal pattern, which was the first pattern that I taught you, longest downtrend reversal pattern, you need to see weekly or monthly charts only. Okay. And for the ABC breakout pattern, which I taught you, you need to refer to the daily charts only. Okay. I hope I answered your question, Nikhil.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Nikhil.
Sir, you talked about ABC pattern for IPOs. Is it applicable to SME IPOs also?
Yes, it is applicable to SMEs. But however, the price movement in SMEs is a bit, rigged compared to the mainline IPOs. So I would suggest you to stick with the mainline IPOs.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. Next question we have from. Okay, we have so many questions. Whoever does not have any question, guys, you can lower your hands, by the way. Okay, we have a question from the line of Abhishek Raj Singh. Abhishek Raj Singh, you can ask your question. Abhishek? Okay, I think Abhishek is not available. We have next question from the line of okay, who do we take? So many questions. Looking at so many questions, I'm planning we should plan a meetup in each and every city now. Okay, we have a question from the line of Vineet Bhatia. Vineet, you can ask your question.
Hello.
Hi, Vineet.
Hi, Riyank. Riyank, you mentioned about the staircase pattern. Can we safely say that if we see the pattern during the beginning 4 5 candles and we onboard it for maybe just 4 5% gains and exit, would it be safer? I mean, I know we never know when the lower circuits will start, but since it's a short pattern, doesn't it provide 4 5% short gains at least?
See, so the answer to this question is that there are so many stocks available in the market to make 5-7% gain. So why should we, even try to risk our money on such a script where we don't have any idea that when will it be dumped, right? So it does not make sense just to go for 5 or 7% when, stocks like Reliance or Infosys also give 5 to 7% move in a matter of few days or something nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Vineet. We have next question from the line of Vishal Handa. Vishal Handa, you can unmute yourself.
Hello there, Riyank. Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Vishal. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
First of all, thank you so much for the wonderful session. It's really informative, and as you said, it is like learning new things which is not available at other learning platforms.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
great. I just wanted to ask, when we were talking about app pattern, I just have a thought. Like, for example, we have many stocks which have created wealth over the years.
Yes.
Also started from maybe from double digit or a lower price. Just taking an example of Bajaj Finance, I understand the stair thing which you have explained in your session today. But is there any other distinguished behavior? Like, for example, let's say there is a micro cap and we are investing in it, and average to good fundamentals. So, is there any distinguished method also where we can say that yes, definitely this is a big no-no. Here is something fundamentals are good and average to good, above average good. We can try to, because this is also a method of a part of our capital, not definitely full capital. A part of our capital we can invest in micro caps. That's the point.
Right. So just to answer your question, so far I have come across just this one pattern to identify the traps, in which the stock usually moves up 0.5 to 2.5% every day, like I told you. Apart from that, I do not have really come across anything else, but if I do, then I'll definitely shift.
All right then. Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Vishal.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We have next question from we have next question from the line of Kaushal Mehta. Kaushal, you can unmute yourself.
No question.
No question.
Riyank,
Okay,
no question. Might be an error. No question.
Okay, question bhai. Okay, question. Okay. Then we have next question from the line of Sharad Gupta. Sharad, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Hello.
सर गलती से दब गया सर.
Okay.
मैं तो पूरा कोर्स आपका देखा हुआ था.
No worries, Sharad bhai, no worries.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sharad has no questions. यार guys, किसी का गलती से दब गया तो हैंड को डाउन कर लो. Okay, Deven Baria, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Deven Bavaria. Deven bhai. Hello. Hello. Okay, it seems like Deven bhai is not available, so let's just drop that down. We have next question from the line of Neha. Neha, what is your question? Okay, I think Neha is unavailable. Neha, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, Neha, what's your question?
Sir, can you tell me details of information of tomorrow Mankind IPO? What do you think about it?
Mankind IPO. Okay, so we are not discussing stocks right now, so I'm just going to drop that question for the time being. But however, Mankind IPO is a good one, is expected to do well in the short term. Abhishek Raj Singh has raised his hand once again. Abhishek Raj Singh. Yes, Abhishek bhai.
एक्चुअली हम जानना चाह रहे हैं स्टेयरकेस पैटर्न बना था 2020 में आलोक इंडस्ट्रीज में, तो क्या उसको स्टेयरकेस पैटर्न बोलेंगे कि नहीं बोलेंगे?
Alok Industries in 2020. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so Abhishek bhai, like I said, every day the stock should go up only within the range of 0.5 to 2.5%. इसमें रोज अपर सर्किट लग रहे थे. Okay, so this is every day upper circuit, so this does not qualify as a trap pattern.
ओके
अभिषेक भाई.
ऐसे पैटर्न्स को हम लोग कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करें, क्योंकि होता है कई बार कुछ अच्छे स्टॉक्स भी कभी-कभी अपर सर्किट में जाते हैं, तो आप कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं?
तो अभिषेक भाई, जनरली एसएमएस सर्कुलेशन होता है स्टॉक्स का, और स्टॉक रोज 0.5 से 2.5% के बीच ऊपर जाते हैं. जैसे मैंने आपको दिखाया ही था एक एग्जांपल में, जैसे एग्रोफॉस इंडिया था, अपना विशाल फैब्रिक था, ऐसे बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स मैंने आपको सेशन में दिखाए. तो ऐसा बहुत छोटी छोटी सीढ़ियां दिखती हैं और बहुत एबनॉर्मली वॉल्यूम आ जाता है कहीं से, राइट. ये मैंने आपको दिखाया था एक एग्जांपल यहाँ पे. तो ऐसी छोटी छोटी कैंडल्स होती हैं, अपर सर्किट वाली कैंडल्स नहीं होती, तो ऐसे हम आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. तो जनरली तो हमको इसलिए पता चल जाता है क्योंकि टिप सर्कुलेशन स्टार्ट हो जाता है, राइट. तो वो वाले सोशल मीडिया पे बहुत एक्टिव हो जाते हैं स्टॉक्स, हर जगह श्योर शॉर्ट मल्टीबैगर वगैरह स्प्रेड होने लग जाता है. दैट इज वन वे ऑफ आइडेंटिफाइंग. बाकी चार्ट्स तो है ही, क्योंकि हम कोई भी स्टॉक्स को जब हम स्कैन करते हैं ना, तो हम उसको वॉल्यूम बेस पे भी स्कैन करते हैं. सो दीज स्टॉक्स कम अंडर द स्कैनर ऑफ वॉल्यूम शॉकर्स, राइट. या ओके अभिषेक भाई, नाइस क्वेश्चन. Okay, so many questions. So what we are going to do is we are going to take questions just for another 5 minutes, and we will try to take as much as we can. So we have another question from the line of Ravi. Ravi, you can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, hi Ravi.
Hello. Hi Riyan. Nice session. Thanks. I just wanted to know, how do the people manipulate FII figures as well?
I am not really sure about how they do that, but I think they probably, make some shell companies or something. I really am unaware of it, but this has just seemed to be a recent development on Akshita Cotton, which I saw by the FI's number going up. So, my whole motive of telling all this is just that how you can use technical analysis to identify these companies.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Got your point.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have another question from the line of Sanjay Gulati. Yeah, Sanjay. Sanjay, are you there? Okay, I think Sanjay is unavailable. So just 4 more minutes for the questions, and then we'll head to the 3 stocks which we are going to discuss. So I'm just going to lower everyone's hand for the time being because जिनको questions नहीं है उनके भी ऊपर हो रखे हैं. So now whosoever has questions, just raise your hand once again. Okay, a question from the line of Amit Takkar. Okay, no question. Harsh Sharma.
हेलो.
Yes, Harsh.
रियांक जी.
Yes.
नमस्कार. सबसे पहले तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका.
थैंक यू.
अभी क्वेश्चन ये है, जैसे अभी आपने जो स्टेयरकेस पैटर्न देखा है जिसमें शुभम, जीकेपी और ये कौन सा था, जीजीपीएल
ग्लोबल. यस.
हाँ, तो ये ऑलमोस्ट एक ही बंदा ये कर रहा था. अभी ऐसा एक अच्छे स्टॉक में भी हुआ है, आप चेक कीजिएगा. TV18 फ्रॉम द लेवल ऑफ 80 वो गिरा है, लगभग 30 के बिलो तक आ गया था. और वो सडन एक स्पाइक आया था उसका लोअर में. तो उसको क्या पंप एंड डंप में काउंट कर सकते हैं क्या?
इसमें आपको स्टेयरकेस दिख रहा है?
नहीं
ना. तो
नहीं. जैसे वो स्टेयरकेस वाला आपने एक बताया, ठीक है, वो एक पता चल गया, मगर ये जो अच्छा शेयर है और वो इस तरह से नीचे आया, तो उसमें किस तरह से बचा जाए? जैसे अभी मान लो कि किसी ने पोजीशन बना लिया हो 70 के आसपास या 80 के आसपास, अभी उसको लग रहा है कि यहाँ से ऊपर जाएगा, बराबर है. अभी इसमें किस तरह से बचा जाए?
अभी सर इससे रिलेटेड कोई कॉन्सेप्ट्स होते हैं एंकर वीवैप के. तो ये वाले कॉन्सेप्ट को हमको थोड़ा डिटेल में समझना पड़ेगा. तो अगर जैसा हम इसको प्लॉट करते हैं ना, तो यहाँ पे इसने हमको एग्जिट दे दिया था, बट ये वाले कॉन्सेप्ट को समझने के लिए थोड़ा डिटेल में जाना पड़ता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई राइट नाउ आई एम जस्ट स्टिकिंग टू द कोर टॉपिक जो हमारा ट्रैप पैटर्न का टॉपिक है, और उसी से रिलेटेड हम क्वेश्चंस ले रहे हैं. इससे रिलेटेड हम फिर कभी बात करेंगे.
नहीं, ठीक है.
थैंक यू हर्ष. Okay, we have a question from the line of Vivekanandan.
Hi, Riyank ji.
Hi, Vivek ji.
Lovely webinar as usual.
Thank you.
Just wanted to ask you regarding this ABC breakout pattern. Is there any time horizon till which we can wait for the ABC pattern to form after IPO listing, or you should abandon it after a particular time period?
There is no time period, but like I showed you, Prince Pipe में काफी time बाद बना था. So whatever the first ABC pattern is being made, you should trade that. That's all.
Okay. So no, and just another question.
Yes.
I have tried this ABC breakout in regular stocks also, apart from IPOs. They seem to work really well. What is your experience in other regular common stocks?
Yes, in other regular common stocks is also this stock will continue to work well because it is identified as the beginning of an uptrend, right? So for IPOs, it typically works better because the first ABC pattern is being in formation, and जो भी पहला वाला breakout होता है उसको हमेशा heavy weightage मिलता है. So that's why IPOs में better काम करता है from normal, but yes, works in normal stocks also.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Okay, we are taking a last question now. So let's see who is the lucky one that will get a chance. Okay. So many questions. We will be doing it at the end of again. So we have a question from the line of Sneha Kondavar. Sneha Kondavar. All right, it seems like Sneha is not there. A question from the line of Deepesh Jain. दीपेश जैन।
हेलो रियांक।
हाय दीपेश भाई।
हाय रियांक, कैसे हैं आप?
बस आप बताइए।
सबसे पहले सॉरी, मैं गुड़गांव का सेशन बिल्कुल अटेंड नहीं कर पाया। मेरा बहुत मन था आप लोगों से मिलने का। सो आई होप टू सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम जब भी आप दिल्ली या नियर बाय मिलें।
डेफिनेटली दीपेश भाई, 21 को हम दिल्ली में मिल रहे हैं।
प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज, आप जब भी हो। मैंने एक तो क्वेश्चन मेरा यही था कि एक तो आप लोगों से मिलना हो तो उसका क्या वे है कि मतलब जैसे आप लोग
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, वो हम ग्रुप पे आपको बता देंगे बाद में, अगर
प्लीज
हम
प्लीज
दिल्ली
वो
में
आप
मीटअप
रैंक जरूर बताइएगा मेरे को।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
सेकेंडली, जो हम ये लॉन्ग टर्म जो पैटर्न देख रहे हैं डाउन ट्रेंड रिवर्सल का, इसमें आप मार्केट कैप कितना लेके चलते हैं?
जनरली स्मॉल कैप और मिड कैप्स में देखा जा सकता है।
और इसका इनिशियल मतलब आप अपनी वॉच लिस्ट में कैसे डालते हैं कि भाई ये स्टॉक्स को मैं इनको कंसीडर कर सकता हूँ? मतलब
सर, वॉच लिस्ट में लाने के लिए वी जनरली ट्रैक द कंपनीज विच आर अराउंड 52 वीक लोज और ऑल टाइम लोज, क्योंकि उनमें ही लास्ट डाउन ट्रेंड चल रहा होता है।
ओके ओके, 52 वीक्स लो या ऑल टाइम लो पे?
करेक्ट।
ओके ओके। और मार्केट कैप कह रहे हैं आप, स्मॉल कैप या माइक्रो कैप?
स्मॉल कैप एंड मिड कैप।
मिड कैप, ठीक है रियांक। एंड रियांक प्लीज डू कंसीडर जब भी आपका दिल्ली का हो नेक्स्ट कभी भी मिलने का तो प्लीज हम भी थोड़ा आप लोगों से मिले तो कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा।
डेफिनेटली डेफिनेटली दीपेश।
ओके, थैंक्स रियांक।
थैंक यू। Okay, last question from the line of Amit Thakkar. Amit bhai, I tried to unmute you before. If you're there. Okay, seems like Amit ji is not there. Question from the line of Ashish Mantri. This is the last one, guys, now. Ashish Mantri. Ashish Mantri, are you there? All right, seems like Ashish bhai is also not there. मतलब किसी और की किस्मत में है क्वेश्चन पूछना। रश्मि अग्रवाल।
Yes. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Rashmi.
Yeah. Hi. I just want to know about Supriya Life Sciences. Like the IPO came in 2022.
We are not talking about stocks here, Rashmi. So
I just want to understand if it is qualifying for an ABC pattern right now.
Oh, okay. Let me have a look then. No, it is not qualifying for an ABC right now. You can see the A point is being made here, the B point is being made here. But like I told you, the first ABC should be traded. So if the first ABC has happened back in the past somewhere, then does not really intend to consider. Also, please just avoid stock related queries. Yeah. Because there are lots of stocks, then it will get a mess. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's just move on, guys, now. All right, I'm going to lower all the hands and we are going to move on to the third part of the session. All right, the third part of the session is the 3 stocks which are on my radar currently, and I have been tracking them. All right, so which 3 stocks which are on my radar currently? Okay, so a mandatory SEBI guidelines disclaimer before I post about any stock names. The stock names which you will be seeing in the next slide will not be a buy or sell recommendation. These are just the 3 stocks which are on my radar, and I am just tracking them. I may or may not have my investment in them. So the charts which I'm sharing are just purely for educational and knowledge purposes. I do not encourage anyone to go and buy these stocks without doing their due diligence or consulting their investment advisor registered with SEBI. So I am, currently not registered with SEBI. So please note again that this is not a buy recommendation for you, because all of the stocks I buy, people generally just tend to buy them without doing any research, which I do not appreciate at all. Okay. So the 3 stocks which are on my radar currently, these are the 3 scripts which are on my radar currently. One of them is PVV Ventures at 12 rupees 95 paise. Let me show you the chart also to make you understand the reasoning, so that you can, understand why these stocks have come on my radar recently. So I'm referring to the monthly charts here, and you can see the low of 3 rupee 36 paise was made. Then a high of 11 rupee 59 paise was made. So 11.59 को ऊपर से एक rejection मिल गया था at 12.20, and it could not manage to give a closing above this level. Now the stock is seen to breaking out above this range, and this pattern is one of my favorite patterns, which is the longest downtrend reversal pattern, which I taught you about today, right? So this pattern is in making, and the stock managed to give me a weekly closing above this level. So right now my projection is that the stop loss from here, if I consider to be swing low, it will be somewhere around 54%. So I cannot consider this as a stop loss. So my stop loss will be somewhere around 10 rupees 66 paise on weekly closing basis right now here, right? So this is weekly closing basis stop loss for the time being. Why I'm telling for the time being? Because monthly closing is still awaited, right? There are still close to how many days? 20, 25 odd days. By monthly closing, guys, I mean कि जो end of month की closing होती है, right? जो 31st of May को आएगी. So if the monthly closing is above 1220, then it will be a valid longest downtrend reversal. And in that case, the stop loss will be how much? This low, which is 10 rupees 65 paise on monthly closing basis. Okay, so this is one of the stocks on my radar. Once again, like a general thumb rule, I will just tell you that easier way out, target 2x and 3x. ठीक है, even though मेरे को लगता है कि ये स्टॉक में पोटेंशियल है 53 और 60 के लेवल्स तक जाने का, if and only if we get a monthly closing above 1220 is mandatory. Okay, this is really mandatory above 1220. Okay, so this is just one stock on my radar, which is PVP Ventures. The another one on my radar is Daawat, which is L&T Foods. So all these shares are on my radar just for long-term perspective. I, don't really make investments for short-term or, trading or something like that. So these are just some charts that are on my radar for a long-term vision. So Daawat is another script which is on my radar, which has given me an all-time high breakout right here on this particular candle. And the stop loss in the case of Daawat is coming to be 87 rupees on monthly closing basis. This pattern is all-time high breakout. Okay. Once again, as a general thumb rule, consider the target to be 2x and 3x. However, I am still convicted with the idea that this might be a potential doubler for sure from the current levels. Okay. So this is another script on my radar, which is just because of the all-time high breakout, which happened in the month of September 2022. And in the month of February and March, the stock retested the breakout zone. So 87 on monthly closing basis is coming as a stop loss right now for targets of 2x and 3x. Once again, having said that, third stock on my radar is Jupiter Wagons Limited. अब Jupiter Wagon के केस में मैं आपको चार्ट दिखाऊंगा और मैं आपसे ये पूछूंगा कि कौन सा पैटर्न है. Okay, so first of all, see this one thing, that low of 7 rupees 65 paise was made, but we did not get a closing below this low, right? And then the stock moved up above the level of 30 rupee 40 paise. ये 30-40 के ऊपर निकल गया यहाँ पे और स्टॉक ने मुझे यहाँ पे ब्रेकआउट दे दिया, right? So tell me in the chat box right here around 30-35 rupees, the breakout that happened, what was the name of this breakout? Firstly, tell me the name of this breakout which happened at 30-35 rupees. It is not longest downtrend reversal, guys. By the way, it is a classic textbook reversal pattern. तो अगर किसी ने technical analysis की books पढ़ी हैं, तो उसको ये pattern का नाम पता होगा. Double bottom, absolutely. Double bottom is the name of the pattern which happened right here, right? Also considered as a W pattern, yes. So double bottom and W is considered as the right one. Now the thing is, now what has happened, the breakout which I am observing is this breakout above the level of 110. The low of 27 was made and a valid closing below those levels was, successfully observed. Right here, 110 level, and the breakout happened back in the month of this here, right here, which was January 2023. So right now, the stop loss for this script was coming somewhere around 92 on monthly closing, but it drifted down to the levels of 85 right here and could not close above those levels. So right now the stop loss is considered to be 80 rupees on monthly closing basis for Jupiter Wagons, and safe side target will be 2x and 3x. So what is the name of this breakout pattern right here, which I observed? This is the one pattern which I just showed to today. So I hope no one will get it wrong now. What is the name of this pattern? Longest downtrend reversal pattern. Absolutely right. Whoever has answered longest downtrend reversal pattern, this is the name of the pattern. Okay. So these are just the 3 stocks on my radar. The fourth one, by the way, is Kirloskar Electric. But however, I have covered this company around 65-70 rupees. So we are not really going to talk about this one around 103. I already told you and showed you the chart of Kirloskar during the session. So yeah, let's just skip ahead of that. Now, the final part of the session, which is part number 4. Okay. Part number 4, where I'm going to share my 4 learnings in the career so far, my 4 stock market learnings, which I have learned from my experience. So I'm just going to share 4 learnings with you, and then we'll head up straight for a small 15-20 minute Q&A session. Still, if you have any more queries, I'll drop down my phone number and everything. Then you can ask me later on. So my 4 stock market learnings in my career have been that first point is that it's never too late or too early to start with. Okay, so everyone has to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. So if you aspire to do something, then start doing it now. There is no age bar for limit. There is nothing that you cannot learn. With the vast availability of resources and information in today's era, there are so many books and, so many YouTube channels which are available. So I honestly feel like there is no age bar to learn anything. If you really have interest towards learning something, then you will never get bored of it. So start investing in yourself today. That has been my one learning. Second one has been to follow your passions and pursue your dream. But it is important that, stock market is a business. It is not a gamble. Most of the people, they come in stock market just to make some quick gains. Ki yaar, chalo paisa double triple kar lenge yahan pe aake. So stock market is not the place where you double your money in 21 days. At least don't come with that vision here. Stock market is a business and you treat it like one. There is a reason why banks, FDs, and even the best of mutual funds, they won't give you a return of more than 16% at most. So also, did you know that CAGR of Warren Buffett has been just 19.8% from 1965 to 2022, and yet he is world's 6th richest person. Okay, so don't come with a vision of doubling or tripling your money. Come with a vision of just some maybe 15 or 20 or 25 odd % to make within 1 year. Okay, follow your passion and pursue your dreams, but just remember this one point, that stock market is not the place to gamble. The third learning that has been my biggest one is that giving back to the community is a wonderful way to assist those in need. Now, I honestly feel like when I was 15 or 16 years old, I, had a lot of time. Okay. And I had a lot of resources also. So there was like literally everything available on Google for me, whatever I wanted to learn. But the positive side for me was that there was a lot of time. So I had a lot of time to go through each and everything and see what it is, right? But, the thing is that giving back to the community is a wonderful way to assist those in need. It is essential that you remember your roots and that that there could be someone today, just like you, right? Who is just in eager need to learn something, just as you were when you were started. So never forget that where you have come from. Initially, everyone starts their journey just like I did, right? Initially, when everyone starts their journey just like I did, I always wished कि यार एक कोई Google Drive का folder हो जिसमें बहुत सारे videos हो और core content हो that is like maybe accumulated somewhere just for the sake of it, and it is really helpful. So the problem which I faced in my initial year is that there was no dedicated platform with filtered out content. Content तो बहुत सारा है, लेकिन filtered out content का platform बहुत कम है. और अगर हैं तो वो बहुत पैसे मांगते हैं, right? So that is just one problem which I faced, and I don't want anyone to face that problem. That is one of another reasons why I keep doing a lot of free sessions. So I want to solve that problem for everyone else now. My last learning has been that managing risk effectively should always be a top priority. While it is important to look up for rewards, most people while walking, they just keep on looking upwards. कि हाँ इतना पैसा बन सकता है स्टॉक मार्केट में. It is important to look for the rewards, but it is equally important to stay grounded and pay attention to the potential hazards. Risk management or position sizing, that is why it's considered to be the most important asset in the stock market. Often while looking up, people ignore to look down, and they usually fall into a hole. Managing risk and sizing your position correctly should be the topmost priority, because you never know how deep you can go down if you go wrong. So कोई भी चीज खरीदने से पहले ये सोचने से पहले कि मैं इसमें कितना पैसा कमा सकता हूँ ये सोचना कि मैं इसमें गवा कितना सकता हूँ अगर मैं गलत हो गया तो. Okay, so just one of most important learnings. And last but not the least, invest your time or money in knowledge. जितना आप knowledge में invest करोगे, it will never go waste. Either you invest lot of your time on the free content or you invest some amount of money on the paid stuff. ठीक है, just invest your time or money in knowledge. It will never go waste. Also, never give up. Okay, there may be many times in your stock market career when you will feel like यार अब तो सब खत्म हो गया, मेरे सारे पैसे चले गए, now I have lost everything. However, this is where the spirit and the passion will matter above everything. If you are passionate enough, the end of something will look like beginning or start of something new to you. कोई भी चीज खत्म होती है ना अगर, तो कोई एक नई चीज शुरू होती है, and that is always better than the last one. So always know that if a phase in your life is ending, then it is just because something better awaits for you. Okay, just go by that vision and you will be good to go. With that, what next? We should know कि आगे इसका क्या होगा. So after today's session, the WhatsApp group will still be active. However, I will keep it on admin mode because the thing is that अगर मैंने ये group खोल दिया ना, almost 1200-1300 लोग हैं, 1200-1300 people, they will start chatting and it will get very, very disturbing for the members. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the group on admin only mode so that there is no mess if I open up the group. We will be having lots of more sessions and webinars on learning going forward. I want to walk towards my vision of sharing knowledge with everyone. ठीक है, मैं ये चाहता हूँ यार जो भी मैं सीखता जा रहा हूँ मैं वो लोगों को भी सिखाता जाऊँ ताकि मेरी नॉलेज कभी वेस्ट नहीं जाए, right? And my knowledge reaches out to everyone. I will also be sharing my charts on these groups occasionally. कभी कभी अगर मेरे को कोई भी चार्ट अच्छा लगा तो मैं अपना टाइमलाइन पे शेयर कर दूंगा. Also, I am quite active on Twitter and YouTube. So I will just drop down my link of my Twitter handle in the chat box along with YouTube. So what we are going to do is कि ये वाले session की recording मैं अपने YouTube channel पे upload कर दूंगा. Okay, so the recording of this channel will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. So you can refer to my YouTube channel and you can watch this session over and over again. Just remind yourself about the trap pattern again and again and remember key what not to buy. Okay, theme of the today's session has been if you are going up with a staircase, then you will be coming down with an elevator. So just know what not to buy. With that, we have come to conclude today's session. Thank you everyone for joining in. I look forward to meet all the people from Delhi or Gurgaon on 21st May as we are doing a small meetup in Delhi and Gurgaon. We are doing somewhere around New Delhi only. So if anyone is interested for a small meetup or a networking event, you can just ping me on the personal chat box. Then we can plan the same. So Q&A and feedback time. We are going to take 10 minutes more. Okay, we are going to take just 10 minutes more, just 10 more questions from any random people. I'm just going to lower all attendees once and just allow me 1 minute. Okay, now raise your hands whoever has questions and we will take only 10 questions. Only 10 questions, guys. I have dropped my email, I have dropped my phone number and I have dropped my Twitter handle. ठीक है, तो सेशन के बाद किसी को भी क्वेरी है and if by chance we are not able to answer the query here, then you can always contact me on my WhatsApp number or you can email me directly or you can connect with me on Twitter. Okay, so let's take questions. We have first question from the line of Atharva.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes, Atharva.
Actually, I just had a question regarding the gap filling. Like, what's the logic behind gap when we see it between two specific candles? So can you please explain it from the basics? Like, what's the logic behind it?
Atharva, can we keep the can we keep the questions limited to the topics that we discussed today? Because it will be a different concept then.
All right. It's okay.
Yeah. We'll just cover it some other day.
Sure. No worries.
All right. Have a good day, Atharva. We have next question from the line of Ishank Bansal. Ishank Bansal, what's your question?
Hi, Riyank. I would just like to know about the 21st May meet. Where is and what is the link to subscribe it or something?
Right. So we are planning it around New Delhi and I will just send you the link afterwards on WhatsApp. We will just conduct a poll on the group so that everyone from Delhi or Gurgaon can join in and vote for the same. And then we'll just connect with you on personal chat.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have next question from the line of Mohan. Mohan, what's your question? Okay, seems like Mohan is having some issues. We have next question from the line of Atul Shah. Atul Shah, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, hi Atul.
Yeah, yes. Nice session, and thanks for conducting the wonderful sessions.
Thank you.
Just one very small. Can you open your WhatsApp number or share here, please?
Yes, it is mentioned here, right here. I'll just post it in the chat box as well.
Okay, dear. Thank you. Thank you for very good informative session, sir.
Yes, thank you. All right, we have next question from the line of Mukunda HS. Mukunda HS, you can unmute yourself. Mukunda,
hi,
are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, Mukunda. Yes.
Hi, Rank. Just wanted to know if we can also people will not be knowing how to get it from a charting like mid cap and small cap for a 52-week low. If you can make a screener for that and post it, it will be good for users also.
Definitely. There is a platform of TradingView where these screeners are available. I will just post the link of the same on the WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, many of them uses charting, so I thought maybe charting might be.
Yes. TradingView is a good platform as well, but yeah, I'll just post them after the session.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Thank
you. Thank you. All right. We have next question from the line of Preeti.
Hi, Riyank.
Hi, Preeti.
Yeah, this is just an appreciation, this thing for you. Like what I spent time with you here is like very crisp, very fast, and not very boring types. So really enjoyed this session. I'm looking forward to the other new topics from your side and a meetup in June in Mumbai if possible with all the other members.
Definitely, we will plan a meetup in Mumbai very, very soon.
It has been a very interesting session, Riyank. I know mostly because it's not been boring being not a very technically informed person, but then you kept it very crisp and nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Preeti.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from the line of Samir. Samir, are you there? Hello. Samir, I cannot hear you. Okay, it seems like Samir is having some issues. We have next question from the line of... Okay, who do we take now? Astha Luhana. I think it is Dr. Rajesh Luhana, maybe. Astha Luhana, we have... you have any questions? We have allowed you to unmute. Okay, Astha, are you there? All right, seems like Astha is having some issues in unmuting herself. Ashwin, we have a question from the line of Ashwin. Ashwin, are you there? Okay, seems like Ashwin is also not available with us. Next question from the line of Chakravarti. Okay, wait, it disappeared. Yeah, next question from the line of Chakravarti. I have allowed you to unmute. Chakravarti ji, are you there? Okay, seems like Chakravarti ji is also not present with us. Next question from the line of, okay, we have so many people. Okay, we have next question from the line of Kapil Jaipur. I have allowed you to unmute. Okay, seems like Kapil Jaipur is also not present with us. So many people have raised their hands, but they are not here only, it seems like. Question from the line of Bakul Bhai. Okay, Bakul Bhai has disconnected, it seems like. Okay, question from the line of Balaji. Dr. Balaji. Guys, I hope voice is audible though, but I don't know what issue is there. So I'm just lowering the hands once again because there's just so many. So just raise your hand once again, whoever has any questions. Yeah. Manisha Dedia. I am not able to hear. I am not able to hear you, Manisha. Okay, seems like some audio issues at her end once again. No. She has already asked. Question from the line of Yogesh Mule. Yogesh Mule. Hello. Yes, hi Yogesh.
Thank you, Ray. First of all, thank you very much for this nice session. And the topic you have selected is the operator-driven stock, and I want to share my personal experience here with some understanding. And whatever the understanding I have till date is near to what you have mentioned in this topic. This I want to told to you and everyone. In addition to the stocks you have mentioned, that is the Agropos and other this Axita Cotton. I want to add few more operator-driven stocks like Proceed India. I don't know whether it was operator-driven or not, but the pattern was the same you have mentioned here. And another stock, Indiabulls Ventura. That stock also multiplied several times, but later on it was fall down drastically. And
that's right.
What I have in such is one thing I want to add here is such companies change their names after their multi-bagger moves. Like
yes, Yogesh, there was one company called Jump Networks also, which later on got delisted and
yes. The Proceed India was initially it was Proceed India, but later that company changed its name to Equip Limited something. I don't recall it now. And previously there was one more company, Lycos Internet. The volume in that company when it was at the ground level is in Lycos Internet is very much high, but in spite of that volume, the stock has not moved. And after a few months, I forgot it and I have stopped it.
Absolutely, Yogesh. As long as you have understood how to understand the pattern, we have a lot of questions from other people also. If you don't mind, should I just proceed and take the same?
Okay, my question, just one small question I want to ask you here. Such companies also look fundamentally fine. Means their debt to equity ratio is small. Most of the companies have no debt, and their earning is also good. Then how can one separate such companies from the good companies? Such operator-driven companies from the good company if one wants to invest for the long term.
Technically, sir, that's what the session was about. I just wanted to tell you the pattern, how to identify it. So technically is the only differentiator that I have found, because fundamentals of these companies is good. Like I told you, everything is glittery as gold, right?
Okay.
So the only differentiating factor comes from technicals and charts, which I have identified so far.
Okay, sometime after we will discuss it later, but thanks for the now.
Definitely, Yogesh. Okay, have a good day. Okay. Okay, we are at 7:15, so we can spare maybe like 5 minutes more. Atul Arora. I have allowed you to unmute Atul Arora. Okay, Atul Arora is not here. Kaushal Mehta. Kaushal bhai, any question? Kaushal bhai raised hand again. Okay, I don't think so. Kaushal bhai has any questions. Might be just by mistake. Vivek Bhatia. Vivek Bhatia, what's your question?
Good evening, Riyank. I don't think I raised my hand, but since you have asked me to speak, let me congratulate you. I just had a question on the ABC IPO sections. What if the IPO actually opens lower? Does it make a change?
No, not really. Like in the case of Prince Pfizer, the stock price continued to go down, and the ABC pattern made like really very, very late. So it doesn't really change anything, because the ABC, whenever the ABC breakout happens, it is just the first ABC that we are supposed to trade. So yeah, there is no difference.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Karan Kamble.
Hey, hi Riyank.
Hi, Karan.
Yeah, Riyank, I just wanted to know that whether the Nath Biogen qualifies the major downtrend reversal.
No. Okay, major downtrend. I thought you were calling it a trap.
No. For the downtrend reversal.
Okay. Nath Biogen. So right now, anyway, we are not talking about stocks, but no, it does not qualify as a longest downtrend.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Because we see only on monthly and weekly, right? So,
yeah.
No.
Yes, that's all, Riyank. Thank you for the session. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Meenu Kumari. Meenu, I have allowed you to unmute. Okay, seems like Meenu is not here with us, I think. Yeah. Okay, Anuj Maheshwari.
Hello, hi, Jan. Can you hear me?
Yes, Anuj, I can hear you.
Yeah, thanks for this informative session. I had a query on this downtrend reversal pattern. I was not clear on which swing high do we consider, breakout of which swing high do we consider for this, and when should we buy that stock? If you can just repeat that point.
You can look at, you can watch the recording again, as it will be uploaded on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, if that is okay, because it will take a while to explain right now, and we have a few questions.
That's fine.
You can refer to the recording, and still, if you have any questions, then you can reach out to me on WhatsApp.
Sure.
I will,
That
just okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, that would have taken a while. Himanshu Bhavsar. Himanshu Bhavsar.
हेलो
हाय हिमांशु भाई.
हाँ मैंने अनम्यूट नहीं मतलब हैंड रेज नहीं किया था आई थिंक
ओके गलती से हो गया होगा. नो वरीज हिमांशु भाई. ओके मुझे इतने सारे हैंड रेज दिखा रहा है और लोग पूरे हैंड ही रेज नहीं किया. देव जी.
Yes, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. Thanks for the today's session here. And I learned something new. I wanted to ask that in the trap pattern, that measured increase of 0.5 to 2.5% increase, how does that happen? I mean, people are they're controlling that by selling also or something like that. I mean,
Yes,
every
so
day.
there are two tables basically. One is the table for buying continuously and one is selling continuously, which creates the artificial volume. And they somehow manage to close the share prices up by 2.5, like 0.5 to 2.5% every day. So every candle is like 1%, 0.85, 1.28, 0.95. You can see right here, right?
Yes.
So yes, that's how it is.
And before the trap pattern, the stock was behaving like a normal, another normal stock.
Yes,
right?
like a normal stock.
Okay. And the circuit stocks doesn't qualify like that?
No, no, they don't qualify under trap.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we will take just 3 last questions now. Okay, just 3 last questions. And at the end now, this is my WhatsApp number, this is my email, and this is my Twitter handle, right? I have dropped in the chat box also. So yeah, just 3 more questions, okay? One from the line of Kavita Kapoor. Kavita Kapoor. Okay, seems like she's not here. One from the line of Manish.
Hello, Riyan sir.
Hi,
Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. So just wanted to understand on a long time downtrend.
Yes, longest downtrend reversal.
Yeah. So how can we smoothen in the chart? How can we add some indicators to smoothen it to understand like it is a clear downtrend reversal?
Sir, longest downtrend reversal is a chart pattern which is based on clearly price movement. So there is no indicator which is involved. But however, to smoothen it down, we can use anchored VWAP, which we will be discussing in the sessions going forward, which will help you understand how we can smoothen it down further. So anchored VWAP is one thing which I use a lot. So we will be learning about that going forward. Sorry?
Yeah, so with the help of volume or something, can we get a proper confirmation?
It is mostly based on price movement only. So the closing price matters a lot. So if we are getting a closing successfully above the swing high, then it classifies as a valid breakout. Apart from that, we don't really use any indicators.
Okay. It means, I mean to say like to avoid false break.
There is nothing like a false breakout, I believe. Sir, either there is a breakout or the breakout takes your stop loss.
Okay. Yeah, just then there should be a proper stop loss.
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Have a good day, Manish. Vinod Babu K. Vinod G. Okay, seems like Vinod G is not here. John Sundarraj. Okay, seems like he is also not available here. Samir. Sameer ji, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you, Sameer ji. I think your microphone is not working. Okay, Sameer ji is having some issues, it seems, at the microphone end. Chetan Kumar. Chetan Kumar. Okay, Chetan Kumar is not here, it seems like. Okay, just last question then from Naresh Murjani. Naresh ji.
I didn't put my hand up. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry. Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Have a good day. Okay, then we need to take one question to wind up the session well. Let's have the question from Praveen Vaikule. Praveen Vaikule. Okay, he is not here. One question we need to take to conclude the session well. Okay, let's take from Srihari. Dr. Srihari. Srihari, are you there? Okay, Anil Balakrishna. Anil Balakrishna. Kamlesh Kapadia. Kamlesh Kapadia. I have allowed you to unmute. Okay. Deepak Prasad or Deepak Nagpal, whosoever is here. Hello. Deepak ji, I cannot hear you.
Oh, it's by mistake.
Okay, no worries, Deepak ji. Okay, Deepak Prasad is not here. Okay, Mukul ji. All right, it seems like we will have to close the session now because it seems like people are not here already. So I hope everyone had an amazing time here with me today, and you all learned a lot of new things which you would never find on Google, and I can guarantee you that on still. But the thing is, nowadays retail investors are still, being a bit more smart, and I'm starting to see a bit of Twitter posts on trap pattern as well. So that's really a great thing. I feel proud of myself and all these people who have started sharing their knowledge on social media. So great thumbs up and kudos to them. And I hope all of you had a wonderful time today. We look forward to meet everyone from Delhi or Gurgaon on 21st of May once again. You have my email, you have my phone number, and you have my Twitter handle. The recording of this session will be uploaded on my YouTube channel. YouTube channel link has been posted in the chat box. My Twitter ID has been posted in the chat box along with my phone number. With that, let's conclude today's session. Have a good day, everyone, and cheers.